Your life will change when you take 2 seconds to ask yourself before buying something or making a life decision, do I really want this or did I want it after seeing it on social media? We all know that feeling. All of a sudden you're convinced that you need that dress, you need that water bottle, you need to book that vacation, you need to go be a content creator, and it all happened in the 15 seconds after you were scrolling on social media. Lately, I've been thinking about all the things that I want and all the things that I'm pursuing and really diving deep into, does this really come from me, or is this something that I just started to believe I want after being exposed to social media? Because it can really feel like social media is planting desires in my brain that were never there before, and that's a scary feeling because you don't even realize it's happening. So in this video, we're going to be talking about how social media is making you a shopping addict, making you confused about your life decisions, and how to unlearn those patterns. I am not a scientist, but I do believe, and I'm very sure there's research supporting this, that social media hijacks a certain part of your brain. Basically hijacks your brain's reward system. You're scrolling on your phone, you're scrolling on social media, and then your brain releases dopamine as it sees all these products and all these things on there. And we all know dopamine as the feel-good hormone, and it also motivates us to do things that we think will bring pleasure. So it's like when you're hungry, it's like dopamine that makes you go out and like order Chinese or whatever. It's like it makes you want to do the things that it thinks will bring you that pleasure. So when you're scrolling on social media and you see this pretty dress or you see this beauty product that you weren't even thinking about previously, your brain is releasing dopamine and like anticipating you receiving it and the pleasure you're going to get from having it. So it doesn't even become about like liking the thing you actually saw naturally. It's just like you want it. Like you don't actually need most of the things that you want. This is why we start chasing things that we don't even need. I saw this influencer talking about her beauty regimen and talking about going to see like an injector and like getting injections and like all these like different things that I had never thought about for myself, at least now at my age. And all of a sudden I was like, like maybe I need to look into this. Like, is this something I should be doing? Like you see what people are doing online in their day-to-day or in their routines, or you see things that they have at home in their apartment. You see how they dress, you see how they do their hair. And all of a sudden you feel like, well, I saw it on that person. I saw them do this, so maybe I should want this. Maybe I should do this. Let's just talk about some very general common examples of what people want sometimes, and let's talk about why they want it or why they think they want it. We already talked about the apartment, where it's like you feel very fine in your apartment until you go online and it seems like everyone has a luxury apartment, everyone is living in a high rise, everyone has that beige neutral apartment, and all of a sudden you start to look around your apartment like, okay, like, you know, you start to notice maybe things wrong with it. You start to feel dissatisfied with it. All of a sudden it doesn't look as like nice or aesthetic or clean. And it's like, were you thinking about all these things before you saw other people's homes on social media? Did you actually have a natural desire to want to redecorate your apartment or to move? Did you have those feelings before you went on social media? Another example is being a content creator. Like I feel like every time I'm scrolling now, it's about advice on being a content creator, strategies for being a content creator, leaving your 9 to 5 and becoming a content creator. And I want you to ask yourself, do you actually want to be a content creator? That's a real question to ask yourself. Like forget about all the perceived benefits people talk about, like being more in control of your schedule or having more money or things like that, because you know that's not everyone's experience, definitely right not off the bat especially. But do you actually want to be a content creator? Do you enjoy it? Would you do it if you know that you're never going to make money off of it? So ask yourself those questions, because if you're just going by your algorithm alone, it's like everyone wants to be a content creator and is pushing it down our throats, and it's like you have to do it. Like this is the way people are living now. Do you enjoy filming? Do you enjoy editing? Do you enjoy being perceived and putting yourself out on the internet? It's very vulnerable, y'all. But do you actually want to do all the things that come with being a content creator, or are you just attracted to the freedom that you think they have? Another big one is thinking that you have to move to a big city because of social media. So if you're in the United States, thinking you have to move to New York City or to LA or to Chicago because you see everyone on social media doing it. And then you get to the big city and you realize, I actually don't like living in a big city. I live in New York, and it's so funny because I see these videos where people move to New York and then a few months later are making videos about how much they hate it and it's so many people and it's so dirty. And I'm like, yeah, that's what it's like living in a big city. That's what it's like living in New York City especially. And they're just like, you know, I feel like I didn't need to come here. I feel like I just came here either because friends were moving or they just thought they had to move to accomplish whatever dreams they had. And they didn't really sit to think about whether their city they want to move to is really aligned with their lifestyle and their interests and their personality. Another big one is skincare products. I love skincare. I buy skincare products, but you have to be really careful because a lot of times you see products and then you start thinking you have the problem that the product wants to fix. So if I see like this influencer or I go to a store and I see like all the skincare products and all of a sudden I'm looking through and I'm like, maybe I do need a brightening peel. Maybe I need an enzyme face wash. You start all of a sudden convincing yourself that you need to buy these products to fix problems that you didn't even think you had. Stores are not helping our shopping addiction because you go in there, you see all these things, and all of a sudden it's like talking to you that you need it, you have this problem, we can help you fix it with this product. It's overwhelming. Someone made a comment on my last video with great advice talking about always shopping with a list. So before you even step foot into the store, write a list of all the things that you need, like all the things that you intend to get when you go into the store, so that when you get there, you don't get distracted by other things. You're just sticking to your list. Another thing that social media can fool you into thinking you want is being an entrepreneur. So being part of the grind, like starting something, being a founder, launching something. All of a sudden, because you watch so many videos, probably like mine, about productivity routines and like how to be productive and how to arrange your week and all these systems and tools that you need to use, all of a sudden you're like, maybe like I need to do more of this. Like maybe I need to wake up on Monday morning and like color code my calendar. Maybe like I don't even have an idea of what I want to launch or a business that I want to have, but maybe I need to have one because everyone online is telling me I need to have a business. I want you to pause. Just wait, just think. If you're working a 9 to 5 and you truly enjoy it, there's nothing wrong with staying with your 9 to 5. I know that's a very unpopular opinion right now because everyone's preaching working for yourself and leaving 9 to 5s and how horrible 9 to 5s are. And I get it. 9 to 5s can be pretty horrible. But if you're enjoying it, if you're lucky and you have a great job, a great manager, you like how much money you're making, there's nothing wrong with being like, you know what? Entrepreneurship is not for me, or maybe it's not for me right now, and I want to stay in my 9 to 5 job. Don't let anyone make you feel behind in life or like you're not ambitious enough just because you don't want to be an entrepreneur. Now that I've shared some examples of things that social media can make you feel like you want, let's talk about how to fix this. How can we know what we actually want? First, it starts by getting quiet, like really quiet, and asking yourself a couple questions. I'm going to share some of the questions that I've started asking myself. Did I want this before I saw it online? If social media didn't exist, what would I be working towards? Is this aligned to my lifestyle and values, or is this someone else's aesthetic? Would I still want this, or would I still want to do this if I couldn't post it? This is another great one that someone commented on my previous video that I made about shopping. But before they buy something, they would calculate how many work hours it would take for them to pay for that thing. And that's perfect. You start to realize like, okay, this thing I want will probably cost me like 2 months of working. All of a sudden, it's very easy for you to quantify and figure out, is this something I really need? So these are just some of the questions that I use. You can add in your own questions, just a gut check before you buy something or before you make a decision. Because at the end of the day, you want to build a life that feels like yours. Like how sad it would be to like work hard and like go after things, and at the end of the day you feel like this isn't really me. Like it doesn't feel like it's aligned to like my inner soul. So you want to always be building a life that will feel like yours. There are other strategies that you can use as well to stay grounded and really in tune with what you really want. So some of the things I do are unfollow accounts that trigger unnecessary desires. I'm following someone that I realize like every time they post things, I like want what they have because, you know, they look fabulous. And all of a sudden I'm like wanting to buy the dress they have on, or I'm wanting to do this thing they're doing. Like, I don't know, just some people that really trigger that wanting feeling in you. You might have to unfollow or mute them. Actually, someone I recently had to unfollow just because their lifestyle just made me feel like I was behind. I just feel like every time I see them, I'm like, oh my God, like it was just triggering, like, I wouldn't say insecurity, but again, triggering that wanting feeling of like, okay, like this is the level I should be aspiring to. Like I need to get to this. And then it wasn't even fun to consume their content anymore. So I had to unfollow them. So do what you need to do to make sure that you're protecting your mindset and not like putting yourself in situations where you end up wanting more. Another thing is taking time before you buy things. So if you go into a store and you see something, just tell yourself like, you know what, I'll come back tomorrow. Like, and see if you come back tomorrow. Because a lot of times you'll probably be like, actually, I don't need to have that anymore. Or if you're shopping online, put it in your cart and just wait like 2 days. Like put it in your cart and wait 2 days and see if you still want it as much. Another thing that could be helpful is journaling about your real goals. So have some quiet time away from social media and really journal, like talk about your feelings, talk about where you are in life, talk about where you want to go, and talk about the things that you actually really want that are coming from within. And that way, before you make a decision in the future or before you buy something, you can go back and look at your journal and see what you wrote and see, does this align with what I said? Because that could be a sign. If there's a misalignment, that could be a sign that you're getting distracted because of what you see online. I hate to be cliche, but another thing that can help you stay grounded is practicing gratitude. Focus on what you've built so far. Focus on all the things you have right now, like not the things that you wish you had, not the things you want, not the things that you're trying to shop for. Focus on what you have right now and feeling grateful for it. Why don't you just wear the clothes you have in your closet? Like, you're already thinking about the new things you want to buy. Like, think about the things you have right now and have gratitude for them and rewear them over and over again. Have gratitude for your life right now. Like, yes, we're all working towards being a better version of ourselves, building a better life for ourselves. But what about our life right now? Like, how can we practice gratitude for it right now? My final strategy for staying grounded and keeping in tune with what you really want are social media breaks. I talk about this a lot, but every once in a while, I think every single person has to put the phone down, has to log off the apps, and go outside and touch grass. I don't think we realize how addicted we are to our phones, and that could be another video, but we are very addicted to our phones and being online and scrolling. So every once in a while, honestly, I would say like once a quarter, like once every 2 months if you can, definitely once a year at least, you need to take a long social media break. I would say honestly, at least a week, maybe 2 weeks. But if you're someone that works with social media a lot, that can be hard. So I would say at least a week where you're not scrolling, you're not going online, you're not doing any of that. How about you go outside? How about you go read a book? Call your mom. Go do something in real life. Realize after a week of not seeing like people online and seeing like products and seeing other people's lives, like you realize that like there's life happening right outside your door. Like you don't need to go on your phone to see what's happening. Like just go outside, walk around your neighborhood, like talk to your neighbors and just experience life like in real life. The more I think about it, the more I realize is that I really just want to be chasing peace. I don't need to chase things. Okay, I just want to chase peace. So you're not behind, you're not missing anything. Your life is not all of a sudden going to be complete when you buy that thing. You just need to come back to you and your true desires. If this video helped you feel a little bit more grounded, please like and leave a comment, say hello, I want to hear from you. Share this video with a friend who you feel like needs to hear this. I'll be making more videos like this, so if you're on the journey of building a dream life that feels more intentional and aligned, stick around. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, lovelies.